From the very first breath of creation, sound carried weight far beyond human comprehension. Music was never just vibration in the air. It was always something deeper, something able to pierce the soul and bypass the intellect. It goes where words alone cannot travel. It shapes atmospheres, awakens emotions, and plants seeds of belief that grow silently within the human spirit. This is why music has always been more than entertainment. It is a spiritual force. Every culture across history has recognized this mysterious power. Music could rally armies or calm them, summon tears or inspire courage, ignite passion or soothe grief. But beneath all of this lies an even greater truth. Music does not simply stay on the surface of human experience. It penetrates the unseen realm. It can lift the heart closer to the divine, or it can open the door to shadows that seek to consume. That is why music is not neutral. Every sound carries an influence, and every melody carries a spirit. There are sounds that heal, and there are sounds that wound. There are melodies that strengthen faith, and there are melodies that weaken it. A song can either release freedom or invite oppression. And this is where the battle truly lies. What was designed as a sacred gift has been twisted into one of the sharpest tools of deception. The truth is simple. If pure music can move the unseen realm toward light, then corrupted music can just as easily move it toward darkness. This is why discernment is no longer optional. Too often people treat songs as harmless, as if a pleasant tune has no deeper consequence. But music bypasses the rational defenses of the mind. You can shield your eyes from an image. You can avoid reading poisonous words, but a song can slip into your heart without your permission. How many times has a melody remained in your thoughts without you ever trying to recall it? That is the silent, lingering power of music. It dwells, it shapes, it influences, it shifts the state of your inner life without asking. The danger is subtle. Darkness rarely enters with an open declaration of evil. It cloaks itself in beauty, hides itself within emotional resonance, and disguises itself as something uplifting. This is why so many songs sound inspirational, feel emotional, and yet carry no life within them. They move the crowd, but do not move the soul. They stir tears, but do not bring transformation. They make people feel close to the divine without ever drawing them into surrender. This is the tragedy of corrupted music. It does not need to deny truth outright. It only needs to twist it slightly. A half-truth wrapped in a beautiful melody can be more destructive than an obvious lie. When lyrics exalt human strength above divine power, when melodies glorify self instead of the sacred, when songs replace eternal truth with temporary feelings, they are no longer songs of worship, they are distractions disguised as devotion. And this deception works precisely because the human heart is so vulnerable to music. If a song makes us cry, we assume it is spiritual. If it gives us goosebumps, we assume it must be good. But emotion is not proof of truth. Feelings can be stirred by the spirit of life, but they can also be manipulated by forces that lead us away from what is holy. This is why countless people can sing with passion and yet walk away unchanged, because what they felt was not true presence, but fleshly manipulation. The most dangerous songs are not the ones that openly oppose the divine. They are the ones that pretend to honor it while secretly centering on the self. A song that focuses endlessly on my journey, my feelings, my victory may sound spiritual, but it subtly shifts the focus away from the eternal and onto the temporary. It exalts the worshipper instead of the one worthy of worship. And the human soul, left unguarded, embraces this shift because it feels good. Yet feeling good is not the same as being transformed. This is why it is so critical to test the content of what we sing. Not every song that mentions sacred words is truly sacred. Not every lyric that uses holy language is born from the spirit of truth. Some are carefully crafted counterfeits, catchy hooks designed to captivate emotions, swelling choruses designed to manipulate crowds, phrases designed to sound deep but hollow of meaning. And while the melody captures the heart, the message poisons it. One of the greatest tragedies is when gatherings mistake entertainment for worship. When music becomes a performance, the purpose is lost. What was meant to be an altar becomes a stage. Lights, sound, and atmosphere take the place of humility, reverence, and awe. The question becomes not, was the divine honored, but did the people enjoy it? And as soon as worship shifts from heaven to human approval, it has already been emptied of its power. True worship was never about production. It was never about performance. It was never about how powerful the instrument sounded or how perfectly the voice carried a note. True worship is about surrender. It is about the posture of the heart. It is about words aligned with eternal truth, not hollow repetitions that simply make us feel better. Feelings fade, truth endures. Entertainment can create excitement, but only worship can break chains. Entertainment can stir energy, but only worship can set captives free. When music is corrupted, it does not call people higher. It keeps them shallow. It gives them the sensation of being touched without the reality of transformation. And in the process, they mistake emotion for encounter. That is why the deception is so effective. A crowd can be loud, passionate, even moved to tears, and yet remain unchanged. The sound filled the room, but truth never filled the soul. The voice of caution must rise in this generation. Examine the songs you sing. Test the words. Ask the hard questions. Does this song exalt truth, or does it exalt me? Does it call me to surrender, or does it merely comfort me? Does it magnify what is eternal, or does it circle endlessly around what is temporary? Because every lyric carries power. To sing is not only to express, it is to confess. What you declare. With your mouth, you reinforce in your heart. A song can either align you with life or align you with deception. To sing empty words is to declare emptiness as truth. And that is the silent danger facing so many today. Repeating with passion words that were never born from light and unknowingly participating in deception while believing it is devotion. This is why returning to discernment in music is so urgent. What we sing, we begin to believe, and what we believe shapes how we live. Music is not background noise, it is formation. It crafts the inner world of the believer. It shapes theology more effectively than sermons, because while sermons may be forgotten, lyrics remain. A melody lingers, a phrase echoes. And if those words are not anchored in truth, they slowly reshape faith into something distorted. So the question must be asked, what words are shaping you? What songs have you allowed to take root in your heart? Are they pointing you higher, or are they quietly turning you inward? Are they filling you with eternal light, or are they only feeding temporary emotion? Write in the comments right now, what kind of songs have been shaping your heart? Because this is not just about music, it is about your soul. And the songs you carry within will either build an altar of truth in your life or open the door to deception. The choice is yours, and the time to choose carefully is now. When you understand that your words, your songs, and your declarations are not neutral, but weapons in a spiritual reality, you realize that silence is also a choice. If you do not speak life, you are passively allowing death to echo. If you do not sing truth, you are unconsciously humming lies. Every idle word is a seed, and every seed will seek ground to grow. The battlefield is not merely what you can touch, but what you release with your mouth and allow to dwell in your mind. This is why many live as prisoners without visible chains. Their hands are free, but their hearts are shackled because they keep repeating phrases that curse their own destiny. They sing songs of despair, they declare their defeat, they speak of how impossible change is, and the invisible realm records every word. for nothing spoken is wasted. The enemy does not need to invent new chains if the ones you forge with your own lips already keep you captive. But you were not created for captivity. You were created to sing the sound of freedom, to declare victory in the midst of storms, to shape reality with words of truth. Do you see? Your song is not entertainment, it is warfare. Your declarations are not mere phrases, they are decrees. And the one who decrees in alignment with truth carries authority to break what seemed unbreakable. That is why you cannot afford to be careless with what you let dwell in your heart and escape through your lips. Every lyric you repeat, every phrase you casually declare is constructing either a prison or a path of deliverance. Ask yourself honestly, are my words building a fortress for the enemy, or are they lifting an altar to truth? If you feel this piercing your soul right now, do not ignore it. It is a wake-up call. There are countless lives that crumble not because of lack of opportunities, but because they surrendered their mouths to lies. They kept singing what the world sang, kept speaking what culture whispered, and did not notice when those seeds grew into trees of bitterness and despair. But today, right now, you have the chance to uproot them. You can open your mouth and begin to declare life where there was only death. Let your declarations be like a sword that cuts through the fog. Let your song be like a flame that burns away the darkness. Let your words carry the authority of someone who knows the unseen is more real than what is seen. This is why you cannot remain silent. Silence is agreement with oppression. But when you declare truth, the chains that held you start to tremble. Perhaps you are wondering, but what can I do? I've sung wrong songs for years. I've spoken words that cursed my own life. The answer is this: begin now. Every wrong seed can be uprooted. Every false word can be overturned by truth. Do not underestimate the power of a new beginning. One declaration of truth spoken with faith carries more power than years of lies. Do not say it is too late. Say instead, I choose today to align my mouth with life. When you rise in the morning, do not allow the first thing you speak to be complaint. Instead, decree strength. When you walk into challenges, do not sing the melody of fear. Instead, lift the anthem of courage. When you face impossibility, do not declare, I cannot. Say instead, I will walk by faith. These are not empty phrases. They are the foundations upon which your tomorrow will be built. There is a story written in the invisible realm about you, but whether you walk in it depends on what you agree with. Agree with despair, and despair becomes your cloak. Agree with hope, and hope lifts you into strength. Every day you are given the pen, and the ink is your words. The page is blank each morning. What you write with your lips becomes the script you live. Do not hand that pen to your enemy. Do not let culture dictate your lyrics. Do not let fear compose your song. Write with courage, sing with conviction, declare with authority. For every word you release is an arrow shot into the unseen, and arrows never return empty. They strike, they pierce, they shift atmospheres. So today I challenge you. Examine your vocabulary. Examine your songs. Ask yourself, what have I been echoing? If you find that you have been repeating chains instead of freedom, then break the cycle. Begin now. Open your mouth and speak differently. Do not wait for feelings to align. Declarations are not born of feelings. They are born of decision, and decisions shape destiny. Let this moment not pass like any other. Stop scrolling for a second. Pause, reflect, and then take action. Open your mouth and speak life into your own ears. Whisper courage even if you feel weak. Declare freedom even if you still feel bound. Sing truth even if tears stream down your face. Because that is the very act of warfare. To sing when it hurts, to declare when doubts scream louder, to speak life while walking through shadows. And now, as you receive this message, I want you to do something simple but powerful. Write in the comments, I choose to declare life. Do not underestimate the act of writing it publicly. It is not for the algorithm. It is for your own soul to anchor itself in truth. Words written are also decrees, and this act will mark the start of a new chapter. Remember, chains are not broken by silence. They are shattered by sound. Let your sound be one of life, of courage, of truth, and watch as the invisible aligns, doors open, and you step into the freedom you were always meant to live in. Comment below, I choose to declare life. Let your words mark this moment of decision.